trauma. So trauma in a person can look like personality over time. Ooh. Trauma in a family can look like family traits over time. Trauma in a people can look like culture over time. Right? So one of the things...
Brennan, what is that?
I was watching Charlemagne the God Show on Fridays on Comedy Central.
And was it like a guest speaker or something?
Yeah, it was a guest speaker.
Somebody had on there.
He was talking about trauma, but
it's true.
Yeah,
he's speaking truth.
I was just thinking about that and thinking about the John Gruden situation. And just like, I was just wondering how he was just so free to, like he was working at ESPN, the Disney company, and he was so free to write those statements.
Very comfortable.
To the Washington Redskins at the time. They weren't the football team. They were the Washington Redskins. High senior ups, and put it in an email.
Well, here's the thing about that. John Gruden basically hit the trifecta of bigotry. He
checked every box.
Checked every box of racism, misogyny, homophobia, just whatever.
Holy Trinity.
The issue is he felt comfortable saying it. He felt comfortable putting it in an email. He felt comfortable saying it to people in power, conversations that they are not afraid, honestly, to get out. We've had email for like 20 some years now.
Yeah.
30 almost.
And emails are forever.
Forever.
But this is season 3 of How
Are We Related? Let's get into it because, a lot's been going on. A lot's been happening. Got a lot to talk about.
But even on top of all of that, on the audacity of how he...
audacity of caucasity.
The audacity of his caucasity in the email, of the person who received the email.
Mm-hmm. Knew he wasn't going to get in trouble. He sent it to someone and knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. That's how comfortable he was.
Well, it wasn't going to go anywhere, and the only reason it went anywhere is because they were investigating Dan Snyder, the owner, and you can't fire an owner. So even if the owner said anything, he doesn't have to sell the team. You can just be mad at him.
And no, because didn't that happen to the
Well, yeah, because
his name?
He was old and they pushed him out. Like Dan Snyder, he's not going to say anything that detrimental, and if he does, he's not going to just be like, "Oh, okay, I'm just going to sell the team." Dan Snyder, he's been hated for like 30 years. It's going to take more than him saying.
So Dan Snyder is who?
Dan Snyder is the owner of the Washington Redskins.
Is he the current owner of the Washington football team?
Excuse me. The Washington football team.
Okay.
And if you
Which
wear
is a whack name.
If you wear
we can't be racist, so we're just gonna call ourselves a football team. We're not gonna be original and think of something else.
Shout out to my neighbor Matt Peterson. He let me know that he's a Washington football team diehard fan, and he said if you wear the Indian head at the stadium, they'll make you take it off, you can't wear it into the stadium.
Well,
you can't wear the old
great.
paraphernalia.
I think that's perfect, but I also think that you're lazy if you don't think that you could think of something else to call the team.
Well, it's like the soccer. They got soccer teams, and it's, the DC. I don't know. It's just
United. Isn't the DC United?
Yeah, it is the DC United. But there's somebody some team that's a soccer kind of name.
Well, I still think it's lazy. There's all kinds of marketing companies that you can consult to find yourselves a good old name.
Well, let's run through what other teams in Washington have been called. There was a team, they were called the Wizards, but they were called the Bullets first, and their insignia said Bullets, and they had a bullet going through there. And at that time, Washington, D.C. was... the murder capital of the world.
Is that why they changed their name?
Yeah, definitely.
I never knew that. I don't think I ever cared.
But now
they were never really good.
They weren't good at.
I just remember Manute Bol played for them.
I didn't even know. Yeah, he might have.
He did. I remember that.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you.
I know Michael Jordan ended up playing for the Wizards.
Yeah.
But they weren't the Bullets. But anyways.
We digress.
So, but the bigger thing in the John Gruden thing is, so he said this about, he put in the email that the president of the NFLPA, the Players Association. He said he had lips the size of Michelin tires.
Isn't that crazy?
So,
and you're just so free to write that. This is what boggles my
so
mind.
he says that, and everybody was like, on the TV is like, yeah, he said it, but let's get over it. Let's move past it. It was 8 years ago. Let's get past it. And then the next day, it comes out that he also said that Roger Goodell is a maggot, but
With an F.
With an F. So it's like,
Is Roger Goodell gay?
no.
Okay.
So since he says that, immediately he gets released, fired.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, you can talk about a black man's lip, but if you reference a straight man to be gay, you got to go.
Somebody recently talked about that and just said that exact same thing.
I think young Dave
Young
Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle, did he say that?
He definitely
I mean,
did.
and then the next day that came out. People were just like giving Dave Chappelle all kinds of heat for that, but it's true.
Very true.
Dave Chappelle now is like more of a civics teacher, history teacher, than a comedian, I think.
I think that Dave Chappelle is palatable more than Mooney.
Oh yeah, Paul Mooney.
Paul Mooney, because Paul Mooney definitely said true things, but he said it so harsh that people were just like, yeah, and it's just like they kind of forgot about it, but then it kind of was actually true.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle is saying it so that people are like comprehending it. It's like,
The thing is, why are they so mad at Dave Chappelle? Like, what did he actually say? Because I did watch the special, and I mean, he didn't say anything that was false.
no,
but what was the
he has a running beef with the
gay community?
No, not the gay community, the trans community.
Oh.
The trans community really is on his bumper, and they don't really appreciate him. Okay. So then he told it in a joke, but he told about a trans
his friend
that he had, and he told it in a joke, and just people were mad and upset because it's just. But he said, I'm not going to tell any more jokes until I feel like we are laughing together. And so it's like, I don't understand what they're upset about. He just said, I won't tell any more jokes. So,
well, maybe, I mean, I guess it would be difficult for us to understand because we're not in that community.
right.
So I'm empathetic to whatever they're feeling, but through the special, I just don't know where the anger has come from, and it just probably takes me talking to somebody to help myself understand that.
I listened to other comedians, and they were trying to say that like Dave, Dave is kind of like not he's not feeling that the trans people are like people. And that's their problem. Like he
doesn't feel they're people.
Yeah, they feel that he doesn't feel that they are people. That,
like they're a joke or something, or
that
what?
They are a joke. They're not an actual. So there's boy and there's girl, and then if you say that you're trans, that's like no, you're not. And so that means if you really feel that you're trans, that person feels like you're non-existent because I'm not a boy and I'm not a girl. I'm trans. So.
Okay.
So it's like I don't know. That's just what I heard another comedian try to explain it. So I just wish that it makes funny material to me.
We just need like a better understanding because I don't want to negate their feelings or anything like that. We just probably need a better understanding of.
I just
how
think
they're
it's
feeling.
all funny because it's just jokes. So it's like I look at people's intention. So it's like I don't think he's intending to hurt a whole people because first off he's black, so he's not trying to oppress anybody. So in his jokes, you just get caught in the jokes. So, and then maybe if they're funnier than other jokes, it's like it's just funny. I don't know. I don't get it. It's just a joke.
I don't know. However, I still believe that you can learn a lot listening to Dave Chappelle. And it seems like whenever he does make mention or make comment of things, there's always some evidence to come, very soon after his stand-up. So, I don't know. Maybe he's a fortune teller.
Yeah.
You never know.
Speaking of Netflix, you've been catching up on You.
Yes, that's my show. Joe is crazy.
Season 3.
And he's still crazy.
So I don't know anything about You. I have not watched
You not watch You?
I don't know anything about You, but I saw a trailer. And then I've been seeing these memes of this girl. Somebody has a trailer that says the second he likes a girl's pic, and then they have that girl from You. So I take it the guy from You now has a girlfriend or a wife.
Well, he is married now, and they have a baby.
Oh,
yeah. But he has met his match, and it just got released on Netflix, so I don't want to give a whole bunch of it away.
So he stalked. Did he marry the girl he stalked?
One of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
It is.
That's crazy.
Yes.
First off, that's how you gonna marry somebody that?
And guess what her name is? Love. You gotta watch it. It's like it's captivating. But he just likes to kill people that he cares about. So that's probably not something you should watch if you want to be uplifted. But it is it's like captivating. So Joe is crazy. He's just crazy, and he's like infatuated with people. But he's met his match this season, so we'll see how it goes down.
I'm a more BMF stars kind of guy.
Never seen BMF.
Power.
Keep hearing about BMF.
Power season.
You know what? I quit Power
Kanan.
at the end of Power.
Power 1 or
I never saw the season finale.
Oh man, you don't know who
I
shot
because
Ghost?
it just got so. Nope, I don't know who shot Ghost.
Oh no!
Like the very last episode, I never ever watched it. I watched the whole series
Oh my goodness.
and never watched the last episode because
so
I was just like, I'm kind of over this show. It got to be a little silly.
But you probably still watch Grey's Anatomy.
I do.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
do.
Like, how long has Grey's Anatomy been on?
Forever, almost like 20 years.
Yeah, I don't even. Is McDreamy still around?
McDreamy died a couple seasons ago.
Did they bring him back?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, they did. I forgot.
See, I knew.
They did.
I knew it.
They brought him back last season, last season on the beach. She had COVID like all last season.
I was gonna say, did McDreamy have COVID and they brought him back?
No, McDreamy died like 5 years ago.
Oh.
Like he left the show like 5 years ago. But this season, last season, Meredith Grey had COVID, and like all the people from her past, like who had been killed off the show, came back on the beach and talked to her. It was weird. It was a crazy season, but it was COVID, so I'm going to forgive them. And we're going to march forward with this 2021-2022 Grey's Anatomy season. I don't know how we got on this topic.
Well, we can't even speak about COVID without mentioning R.I.P. Colin Powell.
Oh, Colin Powell.
Yeah, he died of COVID.
He's like everybody's grandpa. He did. He died but he had blood cancer also.
Right.
So, I mean, he was kind of immunocompromised as well. But Colin Powell was the first Black Joint Chiefs of Staff leader. He served under President George H.W. Bush Jr.
Okay.
Did he serve under Senior too? I don't know.
He probably did. I think he had something to do with the Ronald Reagan Iran Contras, but I'm gonna keep that on the low.
But don't get Brennan started on Ronald Reagan.
He served under Oliver North, but I don't know.
Don't get Brennan started on Ronald. I think we've mentioned this before, but Brennan and Ronald Reagan, he's got some weird kind of infatuation with Ronald. Okay, it's about Colin Powell. But Colin Powell passed away this past weekend. I think it was Sunday or Monday. Very sad, very highly respected general. Served in the armed forces for the majority of his life. Served our country the majority of his life.
I wanted to say that I knew about Colin Powell because he was the not attorney general. He was the
chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
No, he was the general for George Bush. But when Obama went to go and run, he basically crossed lines and said, "I'm not voting for McCain."
No, he did. He has a lot of integrity, and I think that he's a Republican. However, the one thing that always stuck out to me, he was a gentleman, and he really stuck to his love for this country. I think he was half Jamaican and half something else. But just an incredible amount of integrity and wanted for the most part, to see this country succeed. So I remember watching when Obama was running. Meet the Press was my show. He was on Meet the Press, and he endorsed Barack Obama. Gave the reason that he endorsed Barack Obama was because he was not confident in the choice that John McCain made for his vice president. And so now he had to call into question his decision-making ability. And so I was like, well, that was very, very, very thought out response as to why he was endorsing Barack Obama. But another thing, he did make another statement about the military. One of the biggest things he said that always sticks in my mind was people are always saying, why do you like Barack Obama? Why are you voting for him? He's a Muslim. And he said, well, first, he's not a Muslim. But secondly, we have to think about that in this country. What if he was? It is still okay. He was, if he was a Muslim and he prayed to Allah, so what? It does not have any governance on how he runs the country. I mean, just very eloquent, you can tell that he always put a lot of thought into the things that he said, how he represented his stars and stripes, how he represented the armed forces. I mean, just an all-around good guy, and still remained counsel to all the presidents except for the one we just last had.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Because let's get into that. Not into 45. Let's get into why did Colin Powell not run for president?
It remains a mystery.
Oh, I've got a theory.
Oh, God.
I've got a theory.
What is your
Because
theory?
he said his wife was the main. He said his wife.
He did say that.
And so I feel like he has some scandals out here that, because when you go to get for president, they run your name through the mud.
Not Colin Powell.
Listen, and that's what he was.
He didn't have scandal.
Listen.
What?
He didn't want to be. He was like, I'm not clean. The first black president that they're gonna try to find some dirt on it, and he knew about Barack, and he was like, Barack is coming. Barack is coming. I don't need to run. My wife said she doesn't need to run. My kids are still in college, and I don't, So I feel like she put a halt to that because she already forgave him.
I think that's a horrible thing to say about dearly departed General Colin Powell.
I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying his wife made the decision. He said that.
He did say that.
So
I remember saying that.
His wife did not feel like going through something. So I don't know if it was a scandal. It's just a scandal. It could have been a money scandal because he was out there in Kuwait and they were getting a lot of money out there.
Anyway, I really can't sit here and listen to this degradation of Colin Powell.
Degradation.
That's
a nice one.
SAT word.
Oh man.
SAT word. But listen, the former guy, I just want to read this silly statement that he said. And for people who still support him, I call into question your integrity.
Who still listens to him? Who still?
There's tons of people. There's people
man.
who voted for him over and over and over again.
But I'm just saying,
over and over again, I should say.
He's old news.
He said, wonderful to see Colin Powell, who made big mistakes in Iraq and famously so-called weapons of mass destruction, be treated in death so beautifully by the fake news media. Hope that happens to me someday. He was a classic rhino, if even that, always being the first to attack other Republicans. He made plenty of mistakes, but anyway, may he rest in peace. What is he, 14?
So, now that doesn't even need to be read again.
Never.
And
I'm about to delete this.
When 45 dies, the memes, the things that are going to be written about him, the things that are going to be told about him, like his I believe his legacy, his name, people are going to be embarrassed to say that, in 10 years, it's going to be a joke. Like, oh, you voted for Trump? Like, that's going to be like a running joke. So, I don't know.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Just as crazy as this missing Brian Laundrie person. I don't need to say missing. He's in hiding.
He's in hiding.
He's in hiding.
You think he's in hiding?
Yes.
Because you think he killed?
Yes, I do.
What's that girl's Gabby P?
Petito, Gabby P.
Gabby P. I can't.
R.I.P. Gabby P.
Yeah, Gabby P.
Yeah, he killed her in Wyoming somewhere. Drove back home. Went camping with his family. Family comes back. He doesn't.
I mean, I'm really sad about that girl. I'll let her finish. But there was a bunch of Native girls in that same land. I watched a HBO or a NBC or a 30 for 30 about these girls these Native girls that they're teaching to box.
Yeah.
And they're teaching them to box because a lot of them have been getting abducted. And so they want to teach them how to defend themselves. Mm-hmm. And then at the end, they showed how many girls that have been abducted. And then this Gabby P girl gets abducted, and it's national news.
National news.
And there's over 700 to 1,000 girls that have been missing. But one
Say it.
One Caucasian lady
Okay.
comes missing, and just erases the 700 Native American girls that are missing. So
I think what played into a lot of her the interest surrounding her is social media. I think that social media got swept up into this story, and whatever happens really on social media becomes news. And I think that's really what drove this. I mean, the video of the arrest, not the arrest, but when they got pulled over. Did you ever see that?
I don't know anything about it. I was upset. I was just like,
Yeah.
I was like, man, I really saw 30 for 30 on the same area.
Yeah, crazy. Speaking of murderers, Robert Durst.
Ooh, who's
he's
he?
going to jail for the rest of his life.
Wait, before I get excited, is he a bad guy?
He's a bad guy. Bad
what did
guy.
he do?
He's this millionaire / billionaire.
Richer than Trump?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
His family is. He's got the Durst organization. I think they're real estate people
Moguls.
in New York. He got married to, I forgot her name. Anyway, she goes missing
Okay.
around 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't know where she is. Doesn't know where is she? I don't know. I don't know. It's my wife, but I have no idea.
He called the police?
Where she is. Police called him.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good.
Doesn't know where she is. Okay. All right.
How many days?
She was missing for a couple days. She was like in medical school.
Oh.
And then she goes missing.
Maybe
So-
she was at a clinical.
Yeah, oh, you think?
Yeah.
Maybe she, okay.
All-nighter.
So he gets arrested for that, gets bail, jumps bail, moves to Texas.
Wait.
Disguised as a woman.
Okay. This is interesting.
But
wait, hold on. So there's no guilty or innocent verdict on the wife?
Mm-mm.
He just jumped bail?
He just jumped bail.
Okay. And now he's a woman?
Now he's in Texas.
Okay.
Disguised as a woman.
Okay.
He has a neighbor.
Okay.
Gets close to his neighbor, tells his neighbor everything. Basically realizes, ooh, I told him too much. Gotta go. Chops up his neighbor.
As a woman?
I don't know if he was dressed as a woman when he chopped up the neighbor.
Okay.
But he chops up the neighbor and buries his body like in different areas.
Okay.
I think he's in Texas somewhere. He's somewhere in Texas.
Okay.
So he gets off on that. He goes to jail, goes to trial, gets off on that for, like, he was accused of evidence tampering because he chopped up the body. Mm-hmm. Somehow he got off on that one. There's a movie, Jinx. You guys got to watch it.
Wait. So still back to the girl. They didn't get him charged on the girl because he skipped bail?
Skip bail. Yeah.
They never charged him?
Ends up getting, I don't know. Ends up getting married again.
Oh, okay.
In the meantime, he has this best friend who he knows everything about her. She knows everything about him. And then she's starting to know too much. She lives in California. He lives on the East Coast somewhere.
It's not good to be his friend.
Flies to California, to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Shoots her.
Okay.
Leaves her there. Sends a note to the Beverly Hills police.
Mm-hmm.
Spells Beverly wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And was just like, there's a cadaver in this place.
I just want to note that it's you and all these Facebook police that are upset about the spelling when the bigger picture is that there's
it has
a
something
dead
to do with the
body.
story. It has something to do with the story.
Okay.
If you would watch the Netflix special, then you would know. It has something to do with the story.
I'm just upset that you was upset that he spelled Beverly wrong.
Listen.
Okay.
If you would let me continue.
Okay, my bad.
Sends a note to the Beverly Hills police saying there's a cadaver at this home in Beverly Hills.
Mm-hmm.
Police go to the home. Yes, there's a cadaver there. Nowhere to be found is the murderer. Murderer is like driving back to the East Coast somewhere.
Right.
So they go and rifle through her stuff, and they see a note or a letter that he mailed her. I think her name was Susan Bierman or something like that. Sent it to her address, Beverly Hills, California. Wrote Beverly wrong. Got him. Got him. Yeah.
See?
Yeah. Still gets off though.
Yes.
Still, they still don't do anything.
Oh, it was. Hey, I thought they had him on the misspelled letter.
He does a documentary
Okay.
called The Jinx on Netflix. They questioned him about this because he had never seen this envelope that he wrote Beverly wrong.
Right.
They questioned him about this. At the end of the documentary, he's still mic'd up. He goes to the bathroom. He's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. He's still mic'd up. He's in the bathroom. He's like, oh, what did I do? What did I do? And he's like, I told myself I killed them all. And I
You were almost safe.
almost safe. And he got convicted like in September of killing the best friend in California. Not of his wife or the neighbor that he chopped up. He got convicted of killing the best friend in California. So now, this just happened. A couple days later, he got COVID-19. In jail, he's on a ventilator in the hospital as we speak. Robert Durst, everybody.
He's still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
This just happened.
I'm going to put some money on his books.
Don't. He is a serial murderer.
I mean, you got to, respect the... Listen.
California's crazy.
There's a lot of lesser thugs that do stuff that get on Facebook and brag about it. This man got a documentary.
He got a documentary. I think he got a movie too in like 2015.
See?
But everything, like all of that was pretty much happened in California. California also wants Vanessa Bryant to...
Yeah, I heard about this. Take a psychiatric test.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
So she's trying to sue the people that had the pictures leaked of Kobe Bryant's body. But before they allow her to get money for that, they're making her take a psychiatric test, and I don't understand why they're doing that.
Yeah, because anybody could have psychiatric trauma. If you saw the body of your husband who just died in a helicopter crash.
Yeah.
Why do I need a test to prove that I was traumatized by that? Why do I need a test to prove that your guy should not have released those photos or should not have been in the bar showing off those photos? Why do we need a test for all that? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. There's no answer to that question. That I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. They're just like, they're treating her wrong, and it's not right. Facebook, also, there's a huge... Facebook's in trouble.
Why is Facebook in trouble?
Well, there's a scandal. Yeah, there's a scandal basically about how they knew that I don't know if it's like Instagram or WhatsApp is intentionally causing harm to young girls. Like, it's leading them in directions that they shouldn't go. And I don't know. I guess I should probably know more about that before I speak.
Well, I saw the lady on trial, and she was talking about...
Oh, yeah.
She knew that Facebook was harming to, like, girls' self-esteem, and it was making girls think of harming themselves, or like more suicide rates in teenagers go up.
Yeah.
And like Facebook knows about that, and it's just the algorithm needs to be changed. It's like, it's not an algorithm. It's just you're letting the people that are post their lives And then other people who are just regular people see that, and they're just like, oh man, I want to live that life.
But what I thought is that it was leading them in those directions. Like they would never have seen a lot of the stuff that they saw if the algorithms that they created did not lead them in the directions that they were led in.
The algorithm are leading the young girls to basically say, oh, let me put on these long eyelashes. Let me twerk in these videos. That's what's cool.
I mean, have you been on Facebook? I clicked on something for a hair dryer, and all of a sudden, all of my ads forthwith were about different types of that hair dryer. I believe it. I believe that it does. It caters to your interests. I definitely believe that.
I kind of like it. Like if I'm looking up something, and then it's like, then Facebook starts giving me ads about stuff, and I'm like, let me just click on it because I was already looking for that, so I don't mind it.
Okay. They're in trouble for it though.
You mind it?
I mind it. It's like Kyrie Irving. He minds that vaccine.
Man, Kyrie Irving. I don't know who's crazier. Do you know about Ben Simmons too?
No.
So
he dates Kendall Jenner.
Well, I don't know. Kendall
does
Kendall Jenner? I thought Kendall Jenner got back with Travis Scott, or is that the other gender?
Travis, that's Kylie. Kylie Jenner is the billionaire.
Kylie Jenner. So then, which one dates Travis Barker?
Kourtney Kardashian.
Okay, Kourtney's with Travis Barker.
Yes.
Which one's with Travis Scott?
Kylie Jenner.
Kylie Jenner, and then Kendall is with
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons. So Ben Simmons is a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Simmons doesn't want to play for the Philadelphia 76ers because the 76ers don't really want him.
Oh.
So he's been missing practices, preseason games. He's been getting fined. He doesn't care. Kyrie Irving.
Because he's got that Kardashian money.
Well, Kyrie Irving doesn't want to take the COVID vaccine. And in New York City, you can't go into buildings unless you have the vaccine. So he can't practice or play home games. He can play away games, but they're just like, if you can't practice, you can't play. So he's in trouble for basically, people are saying, just take the vaccine, just do it and play with the team and win a championship. You got James Harden and Kevin Durant, and with you, Kyrie Irving, the odds are going to be that you guys are going to win a championship. But
and he doesn't care, or
he does.
What?
He just is like, I'm not trying to put something that is not FDA approved in my body because people say I have to. So he's just like, I want to do my own research, and if I want to get the vaccination, I'll get it on my own terms. I don't want you forcing me to get it, and that's how he feels.
I have a correction.
Oh.
Kendall Jenner is dating Devin Booker.
Devin Booker.
And not Ben Simmons.
Good.
She did used to date Ben Simmons.
That's why Devin Booker was losing in the championship.
Oh. Well, I don't know. I mean, back to the whole vaccine thing. I think that people should be able to do whatever they want to do with their own bodies. I don't think that the government should come in and force people to do anything. Now, what I also think is that you need to understand the repercussions of whatever decision you make. So if your employer says you have to do this or you're going to get fired, you need to understand that if you don't do this, you're going to get fired, and you're affecting your livelihood, your family's livelihood, all of that. We're not saying you're going to go to jail because you don't get the vaccine. We're just saying that you can't do certain things because you don't get the vaccine. And that's completely up to you. It's not for you to stand and protest because this very private company says that this is what we want our employers to do, our employees to do. You can't get mad about that.
You can't get, and he's not getting mad. He's not upset about losing money. He's just upset about people being upset about him wanting to make his own decision. So
well, you can make your decision. Bye.
Yeah, and he's upset that he said that people are playing with his name. So Stephen A. Smith is calling him, stupid, and he's like, Stephen A. Smith has come back. It's like, I didn't call him stupid. He's just, his actions are stupid.
Oh.
And I'm just like, who cares? At the end of the day, it's just one person in the NBA.
Is he that good?
And he's injured for the most of the year anyway. So I'm thinking like, hey, just wait to see if they get into the playoffs and then be like, all right, maybe I'll take this vaccine because it might be FDA approved by then. And then you can make your decision, go play, and then be ready for the playoffs.
My thing is he ever gotten a flu shot?
Did
he ever go to kindergarten?
I don't know.
All of these things, he's gotten, I'm sure, plenty of vaccines before.
I mean, he's an athlete, so he might have been able to skip kindergarten.
Doubtful. It's doubtful. But I just don't get, like, what the big outroar is. And you've taken vaccines before.
Yeah.
What do you think the flu shot is? It's a
just,
vaccine against the flu.
It's just,
and it may not be the flu strain that is present this year. It's a 50-50 chance. Not even that. It's a 20% chance.
I just don't understand. It's like people were, I got to take the vaccination. And then now it's like, now you got to take a booster because there's another strain. So it's like, it feels
when does
like,
it end?
Yes, it feels like you're going to have to take, shots every 6 months.
Yeah, you just like the flu.
Yeah.
Just like the flu. Yes.
Well, it's time to play my favorite game.
Okay, let's do it.
How are we related?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We're looking at some people's Facebook post,
okay,
and we're just going to make some comments
All
here.
right.
So the first one is, it says, "I don't care if it's lonely at the top. It was lonely at the bottom."
Yeah. True. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
No.
Oh.
Because I feel like that at the bottom, you don't really know that you're bottom. So like at the bottom, so it's just like you're just hanging out. Everybody's friendly. Everybody's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But at the top, you know that everybody's shooting for you. If it's lonely, it is lonely at the top. So I don't feel like it's lonely at the bottom because everybody's at the bottom. It's the hangout spot at the bottom.
Okay. It's the hangout spot at the bottom. Everybody go to the bottom, apparently. It's the hangout spot.
Another one is, all I want for Christmas is for the housing market to crash so I can buy a 4-bedroom house for $3.50.
Agree.
Oh, my goodness.
I am trying to, I don't want the housing market to crash because I still got to sell my house when that happens if I want to buy a 4-bedroom house for $350. I just want it to level up. We've been looking for a house for over a year now. And every time we go, we put an offer on 2 houses and someone comes in with an all cash offer, or it's an investor from California coming in with more than what we have to offer on this house or what we're willing to offer. It's ridiculous.
Shout out to my girl, Dawn Catherine on Facebook, 4 Seasons Realty. Just mentioning houses and selling houses. That's a realtor that I know. Just giving her a shout out.
Shout out to my realtor, Ivana Watson, Triple E Realty.
Okay.
She's doing great. We just need to really buy a house soon.
You're just looking at this area?
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to come into the city? I got some areas that I can show you.
I'm good on that. Right now, I'm not opposed to it, but right now I'm good.
I can stop, drop, and set them up shop.
I know you could.
In the city, just move some people out and get you right in there for the
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Well,
I've got one. Oh, do you have another one?
Go ahead.
Well, we can end with mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody cares what you almost did, what you want to do, what you say you'll do, what you could have done, what you think you can do, what you did a long time ago. What matters, what you're actually doing right now. Crickets?
No, I had to listen to that because that was very long. I mean, it was very long. But basically, I feel like no. Because it's I always feel like there was a saying, but it's your reputation is who you are, but your character is something. But it's your reputation your reputation shows up before you ever do. So your reputation is going to you could be in a room and they're talking about you and they're talking about your character and your reputation. Then you walk into the room. So it's like you've already, you've
been in the room.
You've
before.
already been in the room before
Right.
you've even walked into the room. So that's how I feel.
But listen, so what if I'm just like, hey, Brendan, like all the time I'm coming to you. Hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. This is what I'm planning on. This is what I think that should happen. This is what I'm working on. This is what I'm planning. What if I came to you and said that for like 3 years straight?
Right. So I would always feel like you're always talking about
So that's
some
my
stuff.
reputation?
Your reputation is,
Okay.
and so it's like I already know every time you come. It's like I've got a friend who's always telling me what they're about to do, and I'd sit there and listen, and I'm just listening. But it's like some things that they do, they say they do. Some things that just always talk. But it's just like I always feel like, hey,
So it's best to move in silence.
pretty much.
Okay. Bottom line, that's what we've learned here. That was the takeaway. It's best to move in silence
Yeah.
and then surprise them.
And just hit them with everything, just like
Hit them with everything.
your girl just got married and just hit them just with a wedding. Insecure.
Yeah.
Issa.
What the heck? I didn't even know she was dating anybody.
Yeah. She just boom and got married.
And got married.
Hey, that's how you do it.
Had no idea.
That's how you keep all the haters.
When does Insecure start, by the way?
This Saturday.
Is it the Saturday?
The 24th.
Ooh, are we having a watch party?
You might be able to have one, but no.
Okay.
I'll be watching Sunday Night Football
All right.
because or Monday Night Football, the Colts and the 49ers, but I'll still be watching Sunday Night Football.
Well, darn.
But shout out to Insecure.
Shout out to Insecure. It's back. Almost.
Coming
back.
Next
Just like I thought Adele's album was out today. When
Adele's album's
it was
out today.
supposed to be out today. I was ready with my tissue and my tears and all of that.
So what is this, 30?
30.
Okay.
Yes. This is 30. It was supposed to be, I thought it was supposed to be out today. Turns out it's November 19th. Day before your birthday.
Day before my birthday. So you get Adele and then
And Brennan was born. Yes.
Yes. That's
Hey.
that's a
Why
beautiful
was I thinking
combination.
October 19th, though?
Because maybe that's the day that the single dropped.
No, the single dropped a couple days ago.
Well, is the single good?
Yeah.
It's
You
a-
haven't heard it?
I just know I said Fire to the Rain and Rolling in the
Oh,
Deep.
my God. Adele is a whole vibe. You got to just really be...
What CD was that from? 25?
I don't know. I don't know.
Then I heard she did a Skyfall soundtrack
She
and she
did.
won a whole bunch of Grammys
She
for that.
did.
And I'm just
Adele's
like,
tight.
it's so.
And Adele lost like 100 pounds, too. She lost a whole bunch of weight.
Are we ever going to have the conversation of Adele versus Beyonce?
No. Why would we?
I don't know because
Adele loves Beyonce, first of all.
But I'm just saying verses. We're doing verses, so it's like
No.
who could beat Beyonce in a verses? Adele.
No.
No?
Beyonce still has more hits than Adele.
Does she?
Yeah. I think there's two different types of music, too.
So who could go against Beyonce in a verses?
Nobody.
Not Alicia Keys.
Oh, God, no.
No.
Alicia Keys just whines. That's all she does.
I don't even want to disrespect. I don't want to even say Mary J. Blige because I don't.
Oh,
Because
Mary. She already did a versus, didn't she?
she might have, but to me,
Who would go against Mary?
that's what I'm saying. I don't want to say who I would feel about Beyonce and Mary, so
Yeah.
we're just going to end. How are we related
How
on
are we
that
related?
note? This is Brendan J.
This is Brett Janelle.
and we are out.
Later.